We're just talking about recruiting, and I'm sure Jim Dolan, one of the reasons he hired Phil Jackson is it's Phil Jackson. All right, 11 championships with the Lakers and with the Bulls. But from a recruitment standpoint, how much of it is personality and lighting up a room, or how much of it is I got the money and I've got the pedigree and I've got a chance to win that's going to win these guys over, not the personality of the general manager and the coach during the recruitment process?
Well, I think it's mostly about the money and the opportunity to do whatever is important to that player. Is it to play in a big market? Is it to play on a team that he believes is going to win championships or put him closer to winning the championship? Is it the opportunity to be in a bigger role that he envisions himself? So every player is different about whatever opportunity he is seeking, but they're all the same in that they want to maximize their earning potential as quickly and as well as they can, and no one should begrudge them that.
And Coach, Don and I kind of disagreed about this, but my thought was you don't have to be overwhelmingly gregarious in the room, but if somebody like Greg Popovich tells you directly why they want you and they're able to outline things in a detailed way that resonates with you, I feel like that probably can have an effect on a free agent, can it?
Well, there's no doubt. Listen, again, trying to pigeonhole everybody in one box and say what's important, I think is wrong. Everybody's different. If you're a serious player with serious goals, Greg Popovich's straightforward presentation to you is going to be something that you not only want, but understand where they're coming from. Like, it's not going to be in presentation Pop and then Coach Pop being two different people. They're going to be the same guy. And so for some people, that would be great. Other maybe less serious guys who don't want to be held as accountable, that may not agree with them. And so I think every player is a little bit different in what they want, but they all want money. And so I think the teams just have to figure out how much they're willing to pay over what they think is fair, because what teams think they should pay and what they have to pay in free agency are oftentimes two different things.
And you just wonder, too, Jeff, and we're talking to Jeff Van Gundy here on the Michael Kay Show, if the money's similar, and then the taxes, obviously, in New York have to factor into it, so maybe it's never as simple as that, but just the fact that it might take a while here in New York, and that maybe New York isn't as attractive as New Yorkers like to think it is. Like, winning here is great, but losing here is not so great. So I'm wondering if New York is a destination anymore for free agents.
Well, again, I think you're right. New York isn't for everybody, and everybody isn't for New York. And so a lot of it goes to me to who thinks and who wants to try to thrive in that environment. And listen, it's not easy, but it's well worth it if you have the type of personality that wants New York. This is one of the reasons why I really like Porzingis. Getting booed didn't faze him. It may have bothered him, but he was undeterred from what he thinks he can do. And I've never seen him play a game. I've seen that, fake workout video, like 1-on-0, which everybody looks pretty good 1-on-0. But I loved his mentality. I loved how he went about it. I loved how he, dealt with the booing and with some of the questions that he's being asked. And so, again, it's not for everybody, but it's well worth it. You just got to find the right guys, and then when you start winning, things open up even more.
Now, Coach, your brother had Greg Monroe in Detroit this year. What do you think about him as a potential fit with the Knicks?
I think, listen, Greg Monroe's a good player. He really is. And he's a true professional. So I don't really get a fit with a certain team other than I think if he goes back to playing center, I think it's probably better for that team and for Greg himself. So, listen, he's a really good player. And whoever gets him, whether he stays in Detroit or goes someplace else. You can't have enough guys that are good players who are also really professional guys.
How about the Melo factor? What is his reputation around the league, and is he someone that you believe stars want to play with?
Well, I think that, again, depending on the player, like he's good friends with, from what I read, right, LeBron James and Chris Paul, those are his guys, right? But I don't know how he is with guys on his own team. I mean, I don't try to pretend to know that unless you're around every day, because everybody says all the right things now. Everybody says, oh, this is, this guy's a great worker. And, we know so much of what gets put out in the media is, if not total lies, it's skewed in a way to try to make everybody look better. And so I don't really know him at all. But look, winning matters to a lot of guys, or some guys, I should say. And the role and having the ball in your hands matters. And so it's, to me, very interesting when they're going out there and getting guys who they're looking at. Because some guys, to me, with a ball-dominant player like Anthony, you have to make sure you get the right type of players around him. And hopefully he's healthy coming into next year, and hopefully the guys that they have chosen to go around him fit together really well.